The distress beacon had been broadcasting for 3 weeks before the human survey ship Wanderer's Hope picked it up. Captain Marcus Chen stood on the bridge listening to the broken, desperate message cycling through dozens of alien languages, each one cutting off mid-plea. Jexri hunting party, coordinates, please, they're coming back. His communications officer, Lieutenant Yuki Tanaka, went pale as she decoded the full message. Sir, there are 14 different species represented in these transmissions, all from the same location, all terminating abruptly. Marcus felt something cold settle in his chest. Humanity had been exploring the galaxy for only 30 years, still eager newcomers trying to find their place among the stars. They'd heard whispers of the Jexri, but always dismissed them as ghost stories meant to scare primitive species. Set course, he said quietly. Maximum burn. When they arrived at the coordinates, what they found would haunt Marcus for the rest of his life. The planet was beautiful. Twin moons, purple vegetation, crystal clear waterfalls, and scattered across its surface like macabre decorations were the remains of 17 different species. Not settlements, not colonies, hunting trophies. The Jexri had turned an entire world into their personal game preserve. Oh God, Yuki whispered, pulling up the bioscans. Sir, some of these life signs, they're still alive. They're keeping them alive. That's when Marcus saw them. The Jexri themselves, 4-meter-tall reptilian predators, their armored hides covered in technological enhancements. They moved through the forest below with practiced ease, herding a group of Maluvian refugees like cattle toward what could only be described as a killing ground. One of the Jexri looked up at the Wanderer's Hope, its eyes registering the human ship with the same interest a hunter might show a new type of prey. Then it returned to its sport, casually incinerating a fleeing Maluvian mother with a plasma weapon built into its forearm. Marcus watched her fall, watched her children scatter, watched the Jexri laugh, a sound like stones grinding together. Get me Earth Command, he said, his voice steady despite the rage building in his chest. Priority Alpha. Tell them we've found something that needs immediate attention. Lieutenant Commander Sarah Okonkwo of Earth's Ranger Corps read the report 3 times before she believed it. The Jexri weren't just apex predators. They were systematic. For over 6,000 years, they'd traveled the galaxy finding species advanced enough to provide sport, but not advanced enough to fight back effectively. They'd perfected the art of the hunt across 100 worlds. The galactic community knew about them. Everyone knew. But the Jexri were too powerful, too well-armed, too distributed to stop. So species simply hoped they'd never be noticed, never be chosen. The Jexri had detailed files on 847 species they'd hunted. When Sarah reached the human file, she felt her blood run cold. They'd been watching Earth for 5 years, gathering data, waiting for the right moment. Humanity was scheduled to be hunted next season. Well, Sarah said to her assembled team of rangers, all of them hardened veterans who'd earned their positions through the most brutal selection process Earth had ever devised. I guess they don't know much about humans after all, she smiled. And it wasn't a pleasant expression. Someone just declared open season on apex predators. The Jexri Huntmaster Krelthar had tracked and killed over 3,000 sentient beings across 42 worlds. He considered himself the greatest hunter in the galaxy, a living legend among his people. So when the human ship appeared in orbit above his current hunting preserve, he felt only mild curiosity. Humans, the new species, small, weak, slow. They'd be added to the preserve soon enough, but for now they were observers. Nothing more. Then the ship's cargo bay opened, and 12 figures dropped toward the planet's surface without shuttles, without pods. Just 12 humans in compact armor, falling like vengeful meteors. Krelthar felt something he hadn't experienced in decades. A prickle of uncertainty. The humans didn't land, they hit. The impact craters they created scattered his hunting party. Before Krelthar could rally his warriors, the humans were moving, and they weren't moving like prey. Ranger Marcus Webb had been raised in the Australian outback, learned to track from Aboriginal elders, and then refined those skills across 3 continents before joining the Corps. The Jexri were good hunters, certainly, but they'd only ever hunted prey. They'd never been hunted themselves. Marcus watched from a camouflaged position as a Jexri patrol passed below him. The aliens' thermal signatures, pheromone trails, electromagnetic emissions, All of it created a data signature his suit's AI could track through solid rock. The Jexri were using advanced technology, yes, but they relied on it completely. Humans had learned to hunt with sharp sticks and persistence. Everything since then was just an upgrade. He moved silently, his suit absorbing and redirecting every sound, every heat signature. The last Jexri in the patrol. Never even knew he was there before Marcus's monomolecular blade sliced through its spinal column at the base of its skull. Clean, efficient, silent. Tango. Down, he whispered into the team channel. 11 to go. Across the preserve, the same scene was playing out. Jexri warriors, apex predators who'd never known fear, were vanishing. Sometimes they'd catch a glimpse of their attackers, humans moving through impossible terrain, using tactics that seemed to come from a combination of every predator Earth had ever produced. Krelthar finally understood when he found himself alone, his entire hunting party eliminated, standing in a clearing surrounded by 12 humans who'd materialized from the shadows like ghosts. "You can't do this," he snarled in perfect galactic standard. "We are Jexri. We are the hunters." Commander Okonkwo stepped forward, removing her helmet. Her face was calm, almost serene. "Let me tell you about Earth, Huntmaster. We have a saying. Speak softly and carry a big stick. For 30 years, we've been speaking softly, learning your galaxy, making friends." She tilted her head. "But you hurt our friends. You planned to hurt us." She gestured to the forest around them, where hundreds of survivors from dozens of species were emerging from hiding, freed by the ranger teams. "You picked the wrong species to hunt. We're from a death world, Krelthar. Every single thing on our planet tried to kill us for millions of years. Predators, diseases, weather, each other, and we survived by becoming the best hunters evolution ever produced." She leaned closer. "We've been tracking your kind across 17 systems. Every hunting preserve, every ship, every base. Today, across the galaxy, ranger teams are hitting them all simultaneously." Krelthar's eyes widened in horror. That's impossible. There are hundreds of... "We have 40,000 rangers," Sarah interrupted. "And every single one of them grew up on a world where something was always trying to eat them. You wanted to add humans to your trophy wall?" Her smile was cold as the void between stars. "Congratulations. You got our attention. But here's what you didn't understand about humans. We don't just hunt for sport. When something threatens our pack, we don't stop until the threat is eliminated. Every single one." She nodded to her team. "Tag him." Marcus stepped forward, pressing a device against Krelthar's armor. It bonded instantly, unremovable. "That's a tracker," Sarah explained. "You're going home, Huntmaster. You're going to tell your people what happened here. Tell them that humans don't forgive threats to their pack. Tell them that we've marked every Jexri hunting party in the galaxy." She turned to leave, then paused. "Oh, and Krelthar, welcome to the preserve. You're the game now. Run fast." As the rangers extracted the survivors and vanished into the darkness, Krelthar stood alone in his killing ground, finally understanding what true fear felt like. Somewhere in the forest, something was watching him, and for the first time in his life, he was prey.